I was working on the southern leg of the march, and was in Chicago at the NAACP convention when I fell ill. As it turned out, I wound up being in bed. My doctor said, "You have got to go to bed now." I said, "Yeah, but I got to get my part of the march." He said, "No, if you don't get in this bed now, there'll be no part of the march." So I went to the hospital on his request, watched the march on television, cried with them and laughed with them, prayed with them. It was like a feeling I had not, even in my ministry, I had not felt the love that people were sharing with each other on that one day. But I've stayed in the hospital for a year. And I got out and I jumped right back into the movement. Well, first of all, I desegregated the hospital. My wife had to come up on the freight elevator to visit me. My church members had to come up. So I told them, "No, we're not going to do this. This is not going to happen." Now I'm lying out there in the bed. I don't know what I'm going to do, even with a picket sign. But I said, we are picketing this hospital. And we went to work on it. Within 3 months, they had opened up the whole hospital. And that was a victory I keep warmly to my chest. I was pleased that I was able to join the NAACP and get involved in what we were trying to do, and that was to break down segregation in Memphis. Everything in Memphis was segregated, everything. Sanitation workers, we call them garbage workers there. These men stood up. It was amazing that these 1,300 men in Memphis decided that they were not going to continue to live like that. And when these men stood up, segregation was getting ready to sit down. We organized and got ready to have a big march, and the word came, "Don't plan a march for Friday, it's going to snow." Then they rescheduled the march that Martin Luther King was going to lead. We got him involved. There was some concern. Martin said, "We're going to Memphis. We've got to go to Memphis. These men are standing out there by themselves. We're going to support them." The weather was terrible that evening, that night. And he thought there wouldn't be many people at the church. So he said to several of us, "You guys go over to the church and have the meeting. I'm going to the hotel and work on the March on Washington." So the Poor People's Campaign, that's what it was. When we got to the church, it was nearly full. We couldn't believe it. They went on to the motel. Abernathy called Martin Luther King and said, "Martin, you better get over here. These people have come in the weather to hear you." We had no way of knowing, no way under the sun, that would be the last speech that he'd ever make.